do, whatever we eat, everything, then he becomes perfect. Simply by understanding God perfectly, not perfectly, preliminarily. Nobody can understand God perfectly. That is not possible. That is not in our capacity. God is so great. We are so small. But to our small understanding, whatever we can know, that are described in different kinds of scripture, and Bhagavad Gita is also another description of the truth, absolute truth. So here Krishna says that anyone who understands this absolute truth, or the activity, or the purpose, or the appearance, disappearance about God. What is God? What are his activities? Just like we have got our activities, we have got our identification. Similarly, God has got his identification, his activity, his form, everything. Now one has to understand what is that. It is completely Divyam. Divyam means it is not like this material. It is spiritual. So that is a spiritual science. So the result will be that janma karma cha me divyam evam jo vetti tattvataḥ. Tattvataḥ means truth, scientific. 2 plus 2 we call to 4. This is called tattvā, truth. Similarly, anyone who understands the science of God, then the result will be tattvā deham. By quitting this body, we have to leave this body, that is a fact. You will also not remain in this body, I will not also remain in this body. But before quitting this body, before leaving this body, if we can simply understand what is God, doesn't matter what you are doing, you remain occupied in your duties, you remain what you are, it doesn't matter. Simply try to understand what is God and what are his activities. Then you will become liberated. So much facility is offered. And the Bhagavad Gita is there, you can understand. With all your reason, with all your arguments, with all your senses, what is God? It is nothing dogmatic. It is all reasonable, philosophical. Unfortunately, they have decided that God is dead. How God can be dead? This is another aspect. You are not dead. How God can be dead? So there is no question of God being dead. He is always present, just like sun is always present. Only the rascals, they say there is no sun. There is sun. It is out of your sight. That's all. Similarly, because we cannot see God, therefore God is dead, is a rascal. It is not very good conclusion. So one has to understand what is God, Divyam. So Krishna says, anyone who understands this philosophy or science of God, philosophy, was the science of science. So therefore I use this word science. So science of God, then after leaving this body, deham janma, no, he does not come back again to take this conditional material body. Then he is finished? No. He says, Mameti so, my dear Arjuna, that person comes to me. That means you are transferred to the spiritual kingdom or God's kingdom, just like we are present here face to face. You can go there and see and talk, everything is there, simply by understanding. And for that understanding, here is Bhagavad Gita. So why don't you take this advantage? We are trying to place before you Bhagavad Gita. We are not charging anything, fees from you, that you give me $35 or $50. No, we are distributing this knowledge free. Please come and take it. There is no loss on your part, but there is so much gain. And try to understand it nicely. Then the result will be tattvā deham janma vetti mameti. Now if you simply can understand this preliminary thing, what is God? That's all. Then you have got duty. Yes. As soon as you know your relationship with God, then you have got some duty. Oh, when you are engaged in such duties, then you are already in the liberated stage. You are already in the liberated stage. Simply by understanding God, you become liberated. Your certificate is there, you can enter. Tattvā deham janma naiti mameti. Thank you very much. Is that clear?
You say that the reason that we forget is that we change, the body changes. Now, when we chant, we remember. What correlation is there between these? I talked to Divyam before about horizontal memory and vertical memory. I understand this, but I wish you could sort of elaborate on why we forget. I mean, I don't completely understand.
Yes, it is an intelligent question. You forget because you have got this material body, and because the material body is changing every moment, every second, therefore you forget. Is it not? You are forgetting, you do not know what exactly you are doing at this time, because your body has changed. Similarly, you do not exactly remember last year on this date, at this time, what you are doing, because body has changed. Similarly, it is the nature of the body to change and you forget. That is the nature of this material body. But if you constantly remain in Krishna consciousness, that means you stand on the spiritual platform.
In other words,
in the spiritual platform you don't forget Krishna. In the material platform, you forget so many things. But in the spiritual platform, you don't forget Krishna and Krishna's duties. So if you can continue in that way, then you continue in spiritual platform, and the result will be that after getting out of this body, you are spiritually situated. So we have to continue the spiritual stand on spiritual platform by Krishna consciousness, always remembering Krishna. Satatam smartabam satatam Vishnu. Vismartabam najatichi. This is the process. You have to remember always Krishna, Vishnu. That is called meditation. That is called samadhi. The samadhi, the meditation which is going on, that is not meditation. Meditation means always thinking of Vishnu. That is meditation. So this Krishna consciousness is perfect meditation. Always thinking. And it is certified in Bhagavad Gita, yoginamapi sarvesam Madgata antaratmana, madgatein antaratmana, sadhyavan bhagatim jumang sameduttamam. So Krishna says he is first class yogi who is constantly in Krishna consciousness. Sadhyavan bhagati jumang, with faith and devotion, always remembering Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Samay Diktatamamata Yoginamapi Sarvesa, of all the yogis. They have opened so many classes of yoga class. Somebody is advertising that you can remain young, you can have better sex power, or you can reduce your bodily fat. So that is also possible, that you can do by ordinary exercise. But real purpose of yoga is to concentrate the mind on Vishnu all. That is true. So that is Krishna consciousness. The Krishna consciousness is the highest perfectional stage of yoga practice.
When we associate with Krishna through his name,
Krishna and Krishna's name is not defined.
yes. Sometimes we forget to our roots, and sometimes we forget to go. By associating with Krishna through his name, then we can remember our duties or next duties.
Yes, you remember. If you remember Krishna, then you remember all duties of Krishna. If you remember, suppose you are working in an office, if you remember that you have to go to such office at such and such time, that means you remember all the duties of the office. That is automatic. It is not that while you are going in the office, on the way, you know what you have to do there. But because you are remembering the office, that means automatically they are there, in dormant stage. Vishnu means all-pervading God. God is everywhere. Just like the sun. The sun is a planet and there is a sun god also. In each and every planet there is a predominating deity. Just like in this planet you have got a predominating man, president. Similarly, in each and every planet there is a predominating living creature. In the sun planet, the predominating living creature is called sun god. In the moon planet, the predominating deity is called moon god. And similarly, there are millions of planets and there is a predominating deity. So, similarly, the original planet, Kṛṣṇa Loka, the predominant deity is Krishna, who is Vishnu. So, just like the sun is situated in the particular planet, but the sun sign is spread all over the universe. Similarly, Krishna, Vishnu, although he is in his planet, his energy is distributed all over the creation. Therefore, he is all-pervading. Vishnu means all-pervading God. He is everywhere. Annantarastham paramanuchayantarastham. He is within this universe, he is within the atom also. He is within you also. Ishara sarvabhutanam nityeseva Arjuna tishta. So Vishnu means all-pervading. But by our material conception, we think that anything which is all-pervading, how it can be localized personal. That is our material conception. Just like I am sitting here, you are sitting here, you cannot be all-pervading. But your mind, because it is finite, the mind can be in so many places. Similarly, when you are still finite intelligence, you are still finite spirit soul, you can also become all-pervading. At the present moment, we are hampered, conditioned by the covering of this material body. Therefore, our endeavor should be how we get out of this material body. And that formula I have already explained, that tattvā deham punarjanma naiti. If you simply understand what is God, simply by this understanding, tattvā deham, after leaving this body, punarjanma naiti. You don't get any more this material body. Simply try to understand what is Vishnu. Then you become as good as a Vishnu. First of all, you understand Vishnu, that he is all-pervading. So, Vishnu, because he has got spiritual body, similarly, when you get your spiritual body, how you can get? By understanding Vishnu. That when the Vedic mantra, Vedic mantra is Tattvishnu paramam padam sada pasyanti suraya. The suraya, those who are demigods or Aryans, their destination is Vishnu. But ordinary man, they do not know that. Nati vidu sarthagatim hi Vishnu. They do not know that their ultimate goal of life is to understand Vishnu. Why? Durasayadi vahirattamahina. They are trying to become perfect with this material condition. That is not possible. You have to know Vishnu. Then you become perfect. Otherwise you have to change this body one after another. Bhutta praliyate. You have one body, you remain for some time, then it is destroyed, you get immediately another body, again enter into the womb of mother, again form your body from little pulse-like body to this body, and grow to your higher status. In your younger age, then again become dwindle, become old man, and again vanish. So, bhutta praliyate, everything material will have to change like this. And there are 8,400,000 of different kinds of bodies, and you have to evolve in the cycle of such bodies. So if you want to get out of this circulation continually, then here is the formula. Tattvā deham punarjanma naiti mameti kaunteya. Simply try to understand what is God or Vishnu. Then you get that opportunity. What do you mean? Understand means simply hear and get out from the other.
But I mean, we can't understand Krishna without knowing.
Huh?
We can't understand Krishna without knowing. Yeah.
With your material mind, when you are Krishna consciousness, your quality of mind is changed. The mind, the understanding of God is simply purification of the senses. Atas Kṛṣṇa namadi na bhavet grahyam indriyai. By the present senses, you cannot understand what is God, what is His name, what is His quality, what is His form, what are our activities. Now you have to learn this. The Bhagavad Gita says, vetti Tattvataḥ. You have to learn. So now as you say, that mind, of course with this mind you cannot understand, you cannot think of Krishna. With this tongue you cannot chant Hare Krishna. With these ears you cannot hear what is Hare Krishna. With these eyes you cannot see what is Krishna. But if you purify, just like cataracted eyes cannot see, but if you purify the eyes, then you can see everything. The eyes will remain as it is, but you have to purify. The process is purification. Sevan mukhaihi jivhado. That purification takes place when you engage yourself in the service of Krishna. So this Krishna consciousness movement means to engage a person in the service of Krishna. Just like the temple is Krishna's, you wipe out the floors, you decorate it, collect flowers, engage your eyes to hear about Krishna, engage your tongue for chanting Hare Krishna. So engage your eyes to see the deity, engage your legs to go to the temple. In this way, if you engage your senses, present senses, for Krishna consciousness, then it becomes gradually purified. And Krishna becomes revealed. Sevan mukhihi jivhadam sameva. You cannot see Krishna. But when you are anxious, when you are purified, Krishna reveals himself to you. By your eyes, if you say, Krishna, please come, I will see you. That is not possible. Krishna is not your order supply. He wants to see you, how much you are qualified to see him. When you are qualified, he will give it. He is everywhere. Simply you have to make your eyes to see him. That's all. And this is the process, Krishna consciousness. Sevan mukhi jivhado sameva purattava. He reveals. Similarly, it is confirmed in the Narad Pancharatra. Sarvapadi vinimuktam. Sarvapadi vinimuktam tatparatena nirmalam. We have to become, first of all, free from our designation. If I think I am American, if I think I am Christian, if I think I am Indian, if I think I am Hindu, if I think I am Muslim, if I think I am this, I am that, these are all designations. When you are free from the designation, sarvapadi vinimuktam. And what is that freedom? I am Krishna's. That's all. I am not American, not Indian, not Hindu, not Muslim, not Christian. I am Krishna's or God's. That is sarvapadi vinimuktam. And as you are convinced that you are God's or Krishna's, then engage yourself not in the designated service, but Krishna's service. Tattvataḥ nirmalam. Then everything will be purified. Your eyes will be purified, your ears will be purified, your legs, everything, all senses will be purified. When your senses are purified, rishikena rishikesa sevanam bhakti ruchyate. When with that purified senses, Rishikena means senses. Krishna's name is Rishikesh. Rishikesh means the master of the senses. Govinda. Govinda also means the master of the senses. So, the senses which you have got, this hand, leg, eyes, everything, I am not the proprietor. Practically the proprietor is Krishna. So when you engage your all the senses in the service of the master of the senses, that is called bhakti. Rishikena, Rishikesa, Sevanam, Bhakti Richya. That Rishikena, that senses, must be purified. How? Sarvabhadhi vinimuktam, being released, free from all designation. But the difficulty is that we are not free from designation. We are thinking, oh, I am Christian, oh, I am Hindu, I am this, I am that. Nobody is thinking that I am Krishna, I am God. So this designation disease has to be first of all cured. Then you become pure. So long you keep your designation, you are not pure. You are in the material condition. Therefore, sarvapadhi vinimuktam tatparatena nirmalam rishikena rishikesa sevanam bhakti. This is bhakti. You have to be free from all designations. Then, when you begin service, then Krishna reveals himself. Tesham satatujuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhijugam tam. He is within you. He will give you intelligence. This is this. Why? When? Tesham satatujuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam. When he is in love and faith engaged in my service, then why? Otherwise, why Krishna will talk with you? He is within you, that's all right. But he talks with you when you are qualified. So this Krishna consciousness means to make you qualified to talk with Krishna, to see Krishna, to understand Krishna. And then tattvā deham janma, then by quitting this body, no more you are going to accept any material body. You are directly transcendental. Mameti kama. This is the simple process. What is it? You say that you are not dictionary. So you have to answer all these questions. What's Chandra's function? What business you have got Chandra's function?
No, somebody asked me this question.
That you ask for Krishna. Chandra's function is, don't you know, it is giving light. That is his function. Chandra means moon, you want to say. And the moon is giving the light, that's all. Everyone knows, a child knows. Chandra's function. What is that? Chandra's function is to give light at night, that's all. Any fool knows. That is not question. You must put some intelligent question to understand Krishna. Chandra's function, Chandra means moon. The moon function everyone knows. What is the difficulty? You should have at least this common sense to reply. The Chandra's function is to give light, that's all. Yes. Yes. The sanitary engineer's function, scavenger, everyone knows. They are called sanitary engineers, the scavengers. Similarly, they are like that. Different kinds of engineers, sanitary engineer, water works engineer, life department engineer, that's all. First of all, try to understand what is your function. Then try to understand what is others' function. Your function is to become servant of Krishna. That's how you can know. There are millions and trillions of other beings. What is the function? That here you have to see what is your function. That is sarvapadi vinirmuktam tatparatmena nirmalam rishikena rishikesa svivanam bhakti vichyate. You have to purify your senses and be engaged in the service of Krishna. We have to first of all see whether I am actually in my own function. That is the sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam bhaja. That is the function. We have to give up all other functions simply to be engaged in Krishna's function. That is my duty. So everyone's function is that. Chandra function, he is giving light under the order of Krishna. He is servant of Krishna.